I'm so excited to speak to our next guest because she's the writer and executive producer for the much anticipated television series, The Porter, which highlights the stories of Black immigrants coming to North America. And joining us now is Annmarie Morais. Hi, Annmarie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Smile, Jamaica.
My pleasure to be here.
Now, listen, I have to start out by telling everybody that Spanish Town she come from. Woot, woot. All the best talent.
That's
Annmarie,
right.
oh my gosh. How important was this for you to tell this story, being someone who is also from the Caribbean?
It's incredibly important to tell the stories that have not been told. And I think there are a lot of people who have immigrated to this country, who have been raised and born in this country, not knowing the rich heritage they have, not only in the economic foundations of the building of Canada, but the historical foundations of the country. These men and women and communities banded together and they changed policy, they changed history, they redefined the labor movement, and they need to be honored and acknowledged.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about it's the Porter, and it's funny because people sometimes see immigrants working in jobs and they just see them as menial, and they really don't understand how they help to change the course of history in any country, and this show powerfully does that. So tell me a little bit about it and what inspired this story.
When the Porter tells the story of the formation of the first Black union in the nation, and really it tells that through the perspective of two former wartime brothers in arms, and they are both hungry for their own freedom and autonomy, and we follow their journey on two very different paths to pursue that. And so when we tell the story of immigrants and porters and those people assume are in a menial task, we are actually telling the story of intelligent, educated, powerful men who resisted oppression. And the women who also are such an integral part of that journey as a community, not only did they resist oppression, they were active in making the change. When you are being treated in an unhumane way and you say enough is enough and you band together, history ripples and responds.
It's such an important story to us as well, I feel, as Caribbean people, because from our perspective, many of our family, they migrated. We don't know what they've been through, the struggles they've had. We know they went to make a better living, we get money, and, we're meeting ends, but we don't realize just how much they made impacts where they were. And the Porter tells that story. From your background, Annmarie, listen, very impressive, ma'am. May I say this? Sundance, the Nichols Screenwriting Fellowship. You've written for BET. You've written some of the scripts for American Soul. You could have written about absolutely anything, and people would say, we want something from Annmarie Morais. But you're dedicated to writing about the Caribbean experience. Why? Why is that?
Well, I think the drive or the hunger to write about the Caribbean experience is because it is my own experience. It is my parents' experience. It is the experience of so many of the people that I love and call friends in this nation. The Caribbean has really contributed so much to the shaping of many countries and many nations. And those are our best and our brightest that did that. And so when you tell the story, I really wanted to change the lens, the perspective on who these men and women and communities were. We were not under subjugated people who sort of went along to go along.
Yeah.
We were people who stood up, resisted, and said, it's enough.
Yeah.
And we stand together. So there's power in our history, power in our roots, and we have a right to hold our head up and feel proud of who we are and what we achieved in this country.
Yeah, one of the gaps you're filling for me is how Caribbean people have always been an important part of human and civil rights and that
Yes.
movement. We talk a lot about Marcus Garvey, but in this, the Porters went on to create North America's first Black labor union. It's important to fill that gap.
Yes. Every labor union that exists benefits from what they did.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Everyone, first Black labor union. And it's important not just for Caribbean people, but for Black Canadians to understand that history as well.
Absolutely, because it wasn't taught to us.
Yeah.
We got chapters about the Underground Railroad or slavery, but we need to bring to light the redacted portions of history. We have leaders in all areas, in all walks of life, and they are expunged from the history books.
Yes.
And so when we're educating our children about this nation, we need to tell the complete story, and we are part of the complete story.
Yes, yes. You are helping us to understand that story. We're going to show the trailer in a second, just so let's see it. It's the Porter.
First thing, shoes are important. No scuffs, perfect polish. And when you walk, walk like a man with answers, because whether or not you have them, that's who you have to be.
If anyone's got a right to that stage, it's me.
You think I'm out front just because I'm creaming your coffee? Try a little talent.
Zeke, you make sure that my husband stays out of trouble tonight.
Don't I always?
You think I need a partner?
I think you need a man that knows every vein in them trains.
What makes you think you'll even make it to the door?
I have been called the most dangerous Negro in America.
If I wanted to get the Porters into a union, what's the first thing I should do?
The great fear of the white worker is that our elevation means their elimination.
We are supposed to create our own opportunities.
There are rules to be obeyed, Marlene, and I strongly suggest you start playing yours.
I know y'all might be scared of what might happen if we do this, but maybe it's time we start thinking about what happens if we don't.
You sure you don't want to work with me?
You sure you don't want to join the movement?
I'm good.
The force of our oppression is the truest measure of our power.
I'm a Puerto Papsi, the most invisible man on the earth.
Wow, wow, wow. Annmarie, how does it feel to see it?
It's still surreal. It's been a long time in the making, so you still sort of pinch yourself. Is this happening? Is this really on the air? And realize we're here. We're at this place. It's wonderful.
So amazingly proud of you. I mean, it's a time where women are claiming their space in the writers' rooms and as executive producers, and I see Caribbean people getting a chance to voice our stories, and I'm so, so happy about that. Thank you so much for taking some time. I know you're busy, so thank you for speaking with us this morning.
My pleasure. Much love to everyone, especially my Spanish town people. Love you.
That's right, girl. Writer and executive producer for The Porter, Annmarie Morais. Oh, I'm dying to see it. Coming up next, we highlight a few of our own Jamaican actors in theater and film. We'll soon come back.